Welcome back everybody to Hayes Tech and ROM Reviews. I am Dave Hayes, and on this channel we talk about pretty much anything tech. And I mean anything. On this one here, we are going to talk about a camera. I've been looking for a new camera to replace my Panasonic Lumix, the one that is recording right now. And after looking at all the different types of cameras and brands and all that on the market, I decided to go with the Canon M50. Here it is, and man, is it ever small. I would have never thought that a camera of this quality would be this small. This thing is smaller than my Panasonic Lumix, if you can believe that. I thought my Panasonic Lumix was a teeny camera. This thing puts that camera to shame for how small it is. It's thinner, way thinner, and shorter, not as high. And I have some video that I'll put in later to show you guys just how short this is. And as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe. You hit that notification icon to get a notification of my videos as soon as they're released. That way you don't miss any of them. Alright, well, we're back. I'm glad you guys are still with me. Again, this is the Canon M50. This is a highly talked about camera on YouTube and on the internet. Anywhere in the internet you do a search online for a good quality camera that's not going to break the bank. The M50 keeps coming up over and over and over. I was actually thinking about getting a video recorder and switching to doing most of my video in video recorder and not a camera. But after watching several reviews online, especially I watched the Everyday Dad. He's got some of the best camera reviews of any of them that I've watched. Now, there are others, and I can't, the names slip my mind, that are good tutorial reviews. I'll try to link them in the video description below. If you guys just got your M50 or are thinking about it and you want to do what I did, which was watch a ton of YouTube videos and search the web to see what you can come up with, that way you're not, blindsided, when you get your camera. Watch as many videos or read like I did. That way I got my camera, it was pretty much like I knew it before I got it. The one thing that I was surprised about, I have to say, is the size. Of all the YouTube videos that I've watched, I knew it was small, but in the hands of those people that were doing their videos, man, they must have really tiny hands, is all I can figure. The camera looked small, but it didn't look as small as it is. I mean, this camera, at least in my eyes, looks smaller than that Panasonic Lumix G7. And believe me, my G7 is really freaking small. That's one of the things I like about it. Let's go ahead and get into this a little bit. It's got some really nice amenities, like it's got a flip screen, and it's like only Canon does. Well, actually, the Lumix does too. I think Panasonic and Canon has it beat on the flip screen. I love it. I don't like the one that flips up the top or down at the bottom. The camera tripod screws it up if it flips out the bottom. Flips up the top, that's okay. But the problem is, you usually don't get all that touch capabilities that you get with both the Lumix and the Canon. Canons are really nice for their touch capability. But what's nice about it is it will rotate all the way around, so you can actually hold the camera overhead and shoot, or you can just put it normal and watch this way, or you can flip it forward for your vlogs, and do your talking, like your talking head on your camera. It's got the normal things that we're used to. It has your cold shoe here. It's got your standard, camera, your lens mount and everything. Your button is in the normal place. It feels surprisingly nice in my hand for being small. I mean, you can hold this camera in the palm of your hand or like this and shoot, and it works great. Now, one drawback with such a light camera is, at least a camera with a little bit of weight gives you some stability, right? The lighter you go, the less stable you are, the more shake you get. But again, Canon has both inbuilt image stabilization. It's not the greatest, but it's there. And it has image stabilization built into its lenses. So The stabilization's pretty darn good, and I'm going to try to go ahead and put footage outside of me hand holding this. We'll segue that in right here, what it is. Okay, we're doing a demo, a vlogging demo, to give you guys an idea of what it looks like if you're out vlogging. It is about 6 a.m. here. The sun's just come up, so lighting's not going to be perfect. About another hour it'd be probably perfect, but I wanted to get this video done. This is the 15 to 45 millimeter kit lens that you would get with this Canon camera. Again, this is just a quick vlogging test. I wanted to show you guys what it would look like if you were going to use this as a vlogging camera. I'm going to throw one of my EF lenses on with my Voltrox adapter, but it is an adapter that allows me to put my EF lenses on and at least get some use with them. This is a vlogging test with the kit lens that came with the camera, and this way you guys can see what it looks like if you purchase this camera with this lens. Hey everybody, testing out my new M50. I am running my Rode video mic on top of it. It is a powered microphone, and I am running my Canon EF 18 to 55 lens on it. I did get a Voltrox speed boost. It's not a speed booster, it's just an adapter. I am going to get a speed booster next, but even with the 18 to 55, it looks great on this camera, and my autofocus is working really, really well. Now, I'm not sure how the image stabilization is going to work on it with it, but we're going to find out. That's one thing about this Canon. It does have both image stabilization built into the lens and into the camera body. So is it catching you in focus?
Yep.
Climb this hill. So we're gonna go up a monster hill. I need my exercise. Noah is he's my buddy. He sticks with me through thick and thin, dude. I'm telling you. He is keeping on me to exercise. So I can't believe the autofocus in this. I mean, it's like it's locked on. Ew. Man, that could be like pee or something. Come on.
It's exciting. Come on, Smokey.
Smokey was given to us. We had to travel for him, but no, you went with us and we picked him up, didn't you?
Yep.
Anyways, when we got there, he was probably about 2 years old, and he wanted to kill me when I first showed up at their house. But all I had to do was open the door and say, "Go for a ride," and he just went ballistic. Hi, Smoke. Smokey.
Ride?
Smoke, go for a ride? He's saying I'm sniffing somebody else's butt right now.
So what do you say we throw this camera on as the B camera? We'll get rid of the Lumix. Actually, no. How about we replace the Canon? We'll run the Lumix and this Canon over here. So let's go ahead and swap these cameras out. I'll swap the EOS T6i with my M50. Alright guys, well, we just switched the Canon T6i over to the Canon M50, and that is the one right here you're looking at. We are shooting 1080p 60 frames per second, but we are shooting on the Canon M50. I'm running my Rode microphone on it, and it is the original Rode microphone that has a 9-volt battery in it, and I do have audio and everything up and running. As I switch my face back and forth, it switches eyes for some reason. But it only picks up on one eye. It's not like on both eyes. So my eye should be pretty crisp right now. Now it's gone. I don't know where it went, but it's gone. I am shooting with the lens that came with the camera, which is a 15 to 42 millimeter lens, a variable lens. Man, I just love the autofocus on this. I mean, it's there. Okay, I'm going to get out of frame. Let's see how quickly it picks me back up when I come in frame again. It was almost instantly. That is the biggest reason I switched to this Canon. I wanted something with 100% bulletproof autofocus. Even my Canon T6i has outstanding autofocus, but it is nowhere like this one is. The only thing that sucks about it is when you shoot in this camera in 4K, you lose that really good autofocus that you have when you're shooting in 1080p. And from what I understand, this camera is capable of doing it. Canon is purposely blocking it so that it doesn't shortcut its higher priced cameras. That's bullshit. Canon shouldn't do that. If the capabilities are there, they should give it to us. That would just make them look better. It would make people trust Canon more. And right now, everybody's looking at Canon saying, man, you guys are a bunch of cheapskate Scrooges, man. You know, to do something like this is dirty pull. But it is what it is. Also, I'm not running any custom settings on this Canon right now. I don't have it in any special color science or one of their things. I'm running pretty much on auto everything for now until I learn the camera. This is just a first impressions video on the Camera M50, and I don't want to really go deep into the settings and stuff, but I am going to try to give you guys a look at the camera in close up of all the buttons and stuff. And guys, I don't know what all the buttons do yet. I'm still learning it too. What a freaking camera. I love that autofocus, man. Again, this is 1080p. Let's go ahead and switch this into 4K and see what that looks like. Okay, as you can see, I am now recording in 4K. Now, I do have autofocus on. I can see it's tracking my face, but if I move in, it blurs, and if I move out, you know, I don't know. The autofocus on this in 4K is not as good as it is in 1080p. You lose that dual pixel autofocus that Canon is renowned for, which is another thing I don't understand why Canon. This has one of the most up-to-date and highest sensor processors that there is, and there's no reason why you can't do it. I just believe that you're doing it because you want me to spend more money and get a more quality camera, and it's just bull, Canon. Shame on you. Shame on you, Canon. Okay, now we are looking at the Panasonic Lumix G7, or the G7 as I call it. This has 4K, but you notice it didn't really change much. If it did, just a little bit. I think there is a little crop on it, but not much at all. Remember the sensor size, and this is a little smaller than this. This is a 1/3 or 1/4 size sensor, and this on the Canon is their Canon crop sensor, so it's still bigger than this. And also, guys, remember that the chip in this is a 16 megapixel, where that's got a 24 megapixel, their highest that you can get through Canon right now. That's why I love the Panasonic Lumix so much, because in 4K, as long as you keep an eye on your focus, like you have to do in 1080p, you still have to keep an eye on your focus. This takes beautiful pictures. And right now I'm running this in manual focus, so I don't have to worry about it as long as I'm keeping an eye, and I can see that my mustache is turning blue and fuzzy because I have that feature on, so I can tell if I'm in focus. I know I'm in focus. But that's the Lumix 4K. This is the Panasonic 4K. So what I'm going to do now is zoom out, because I didn't change anything. I just switched to 4K. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. Okay, now we are zoomed out all the way on the Canon. Now, I can see the box around my face, but I'm not sure how the quality is. So this is the kind of perspective we got when I was shooting in 1080p. So just remember, guys, if you're going to be shooting in 4K on the Canon, you definitely want to be careful what lens you have on, because you are going to get a tremendous crop. It's going to be huge. Yeah, again, Canon, boo, why you had to do that to this camera when you didn't do it to any of your higher end cameras is beyond me. But I still think it looks good. I can see the box around my face. It is holding me in focus, and the box is keeping up with me. I don't know what I'll find out when I go to edit. I can see I'm blurry now. Blurry. Now it's clear. So. But as far as it goes, if you set it up for like a vlogging camera, and you're just standing here with a certain distance between you and the camera and just talking to it, I think it's fine for that. Myself, I'm going to be shooting more in 1080p than 4K. This thing just looks brilliant in 1080p. And I think even right now inside, I'm shooting indoors. It is a rainy day outside. It's gloomy, and I am using a lot of lights today, my recording lights, so it should look pretty good. But I don't know, guys. You tell me what you think. So, guys, this gives you an idea of what 4K looks like. This is the Canon, and this is the Panasonic. So let's go ahead and get back to 1080p and finish this video out. Alright, I just wanted to show you a quick size comparison. This is the Canon T6i, and this is the Canon M50. Look at the difference in the size in them cameras. And the perspective is really, it's hard to see it this way too, just because of the camera looks bigger than what it is. The lens we're running on this Canon, the M50, is a 15-45, and this is a nifty 50 or a prime lens we're running on the T6i. Just look at the difference in the height. Alright, here's a good perspective in height-wise. As you can see, I have my GoPro Hero 5 Black sitting next to the Canon. And if you guys have any idea of the size of a GoPro, yeah, the Canon is much bigger than the GoPro, but let me tell you what, that Canon is small. Let's go ahead and give a profile view. The body of the camera itself is about as thick as a GoPro without the lens. Now, of course, it's a lot thinner than my T6i. Again, this has a flip-up mirror in it. This does not. And this has Canon's latest dual pixel autofocus in it, which is freaking phenomenal. So there you go, guys. I just kind of wanted to give you perspective. Now, what I'll show you next is the Canon next to my Panasonic Lumix. And my Panasonic Lumix is a small camera. Okay, here is a comparison of the Canon M50, and this is my Panasonic Lumix G7. By the way, guys, this one is for sale, I think. I hate to get rid of it, man, but I got able to both shoot 4K and 30 frames per second. The only thing that the M50 has going over this is the autofocus, which is freaking phenomenal. The Panasonic has a different based autofocus system. It does not use dual pixel. I think this uses phase detection. This uses dual pixel autofocus. It is way better than the Panasonic. But notice how much smaller the M50 is compared to the Panasonic. And let me tell you what, guys, the Panasonic Lumix G7 is a very, very small camera. Panasonic is thicker than the M50, but about height-wise, they're about the same. But your width, the Panasonic, is definitely wider and thicker. So I wanted you guys to see that. I mean, it's just crazy how small this M50 is. When I first got it, I thought they sent me the wrong camera. I really did. That's how, you know, it's as small as a point and shoot, but with interchangeable lenses and a ton of other awesome features. So again, guys, this kind of gives you an idea of the size of this camera. It is a very small powerhouse. That's all I can say. That will take all of my EF lenses and EFS lenses that I have with my adapter that I have for this. All these lenses I can use on this camera, and that is freaking awesome. Alright, this button here is to play back any video you made. This is to access the menu. Then you have your four-way toggle here. This is where you're going to find a lot of different things. I do know that on this side is your manual focus, autofocus settings, and ISO I think is up here. And I don't have my other glasses on, so I can't even see this one, but I'm sure you guys can see it. This button here, I think it just says info. I'm not 100% sure on that. We keep it rotating it around. I'm going to go ahead and close this up and continue rotating it around. I'm going to do most of the demo on the Lumix. I think it's just going to get a clearer view of it. But over here you've got your microphone input here. Again, it feels hard and plasticky, but I mean, there it is. This is not waterproof in any way, shape, or form. This is your flash. I think the flash actually lifts up. Yes, there, you lift it up to you know, if you want flash for taking pictures. This is for mounting flash, you know, flashes, external flashes, stuff like that. I did want to mention that the viewfinder in this is electronic. It's not like the viewfinder in the T6i, where it's you know, looking through a mirror. This is all electronic, digital. The way you put your lens back in order to switch it out again, you know, switch out for another lens, hold the button forward and rotate this way, and it will lock it in. This will allow you to push this button all the way in, and then again, left takes it off. Put it on, spin it right, locks it in, make sure the button pops the whole way out, you're good to go. This is the button to take pictures if you're going to take them manually. Half press for focus. Once you hear the beep, press down and it'll take either a single picture or multiple pictures depending on how you set it up. This does have the multi-picture, which will take, I think, like 5 to 6 pictures a second or faster. I don't use that kind of shooting. I use this for video. I am going to try to get into some photography though, but that's what that's for. This is your record button right here. So again, this is a button that you can program to do whatever you want. This reminds me of my Panasonic Lumix, and I can almost program every single button on that to do whatever I want. You can the same with the M50. Now this is your on-off switch. You switch it to on. That powers it up. We have video, then M, AV, TV, P, full auto, and then you have your auto video and your SCN. I don't know what that is. Scene mode, I don't know. And then whatever that is, I'm not sure, guys. Again, when I learn this camera more, I am going to get into this further. So we're going to go ahead and power that off again. But when you first power this on, the screen is going to tell you that you need to unlock the lens. It says push. It says push and hold the lens switch in the forward direction, and then rotate the lens to enable shooting. So again, it's this little switch. You hold it forward and rotate this, and that will unlock it. You take your lens cap off, and there you go. That's how you unlock it. So I mean, it's that simple. And when you power it down, it doesn't lock that back in. That is a feature or a function you have to do manually. Now, since I've worked with this a couple times, I actually took it to the camera shop. They looked at it, they gave it a quick clean, and they got it working. So everything's working good. Now, when you power this off, that is not going to close this for you. In order to take this lens off, you have to push the lever forward, rotate it until it locks back, and that's it. Now you can push the button and take the lens off. I think I went over all of the buttons on here. There is another compartment over on this side. That's your USB port. You have standard USB and the proprietary one underneath. And of course, that's for video out. If you want to hook a monitor up to it, stuff like that. And guys, I think that is about all I want to go over on this. I will tell you one thing I do not like about this camera. To change the battery, you have to take it completely off of whatever you have it mounted on. The door swings open, and you cannot remove that battery unless that door is completely open. So that sucks. That is something I would not have thought Canon would have done, but they did. So if you have it mounted on a tripod, you are going to have to remove it completely off the tripod. I would have to unscrew this, take the phone off, then unscrew the adapter to the phone in order to access the thing I really despise, and I mean despise, about this camera is that it is so small. The battery compartment is, the hinge on it is right in the middle. So that means if you put this on a tripod, no matter how much you pay for the tripod or what kind of tripod it is, you've got to completely take it off the tripod and then take the tripod mount off the bottom of the camera in order to access the battery door. That's just crazy. You would have thought Canon could have figured something out a little bit different than that. But, you know, that's small, I guess. The other thing I don't care for much is the location of the microphone in jack. I think it just would have been better suited on the bottom or something, because when you flip this out, it doesn't give you a lot of room to clear that, and this is clean out into the screen, so that really makes it hard. But, you know, those are little things. And last but not least is the 4K on this camera. Canon, why did you cripple us in the 4K on this? It's got beautiful 4K, hell of a crop, but you know, the autofocus sucks. Your higher end cameras, if I wanted to spend another $1,000 or $1,500, I could get a Canon camera that shoots in 4K that actually has the dual pixel autofocus. Why would you not give us that in this camera? And the only reason I can figure is for you to try to get me to go out and buy a more expensive camera. But listen, Canon, not everybody is rich. You know, not everybody has the kind of money to go out and throw down on a professional camera. You know, a lot of people like me who are novices at this still want good quality autofocus in 4K. And for the price you're asking for this camera, there's no reason why it shouldn't be in here. There are enough features on the higher end cameras that you sell that the 4K, you should just give it to us. The camera can do it, but the software you have in it won't let it. Well, everybody, I hope you liked the video, and as soon as I get really used to the camera and use it a lot, I'm going to give a more in-depth review. I want to go through all the settings on it, how you change this and that to get this kind of, you know, picture, blah, blah, blah. But for right now, I'm just getting used to the camera. So you may see a flub up here or there because I'm trying to get used to how I want to change the settings on it. But again, be looking for that video. So I just want to say again, thank you for watching the video. I want to thank all of my subscribers. You guys are awesome. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell icon. That way you get my videos as soon as they're uploaded. And I just want to say thank you again, and we'll see you on the next one.